Before tattoos became trendy, they were timeless. Before they were rebellion, they were ritual. Ink wasn't always style, it was survival. A passport to the afterlife, a mark of belonging, a warning, a promise, and sometimes a punishment. Every tattoo has a story. But the story of tattoos? That's a 5,000-year epic of pain, power, and expression, told on the only canvas we can never throw away, our skin. Let's go back, way back, to a frozen corpse in the Italian Alps. His name? Ötzi the Iceman. Over 5,000 years old, his body preserved in ice, his secrets preserved in skin. Ötzi had 61 tattoos, lines and crosses over joints and the spine. Not decorative, not random. They match acupuncture points. Could these be the world's first therapeutic tattoos? But Ötzi wasn't alone. Ancient Egyptians tattooed female mummies, likely priestesses, with dots and dashes across their abdomens and thighs. A form of protection, power, fertility. In Nubia and Sudan, women bore symbolic tattoos, not just for beauty, but spiritual strength. Siberian mummies had swirling animal tattoos, believed to represent totems or guardians. These weren't just ornaments, they were armor. Nowhere did tattoos speak louder than in the Pacific. In Samoa, the word tatau literally gave rise to our modern word tattoo, but it meant so much more. A Samoan chief might sit for 30 hours of tapping, with needles carved from bone, dipped in soot. The pain? Unbearable. But to wear the tatau was an honor. To stop halfway was a disgrace. In Maori culture, moko face tattoos told stories of lineage, status, and courage. No two designs were the same. They were sacred. In the Arctic, Inuit women tattooed their faces, hands, and chins, a rite of passage and a spiritual map for the next life. Across the Philippines, Kalinga warriors were tattooed with every enemy they killed. Their skin became a war record. In every corner of the ancient world, ink meant survival, status, spirituality. It was how people remembered their dead, how they proved they belonged, how they earned respect. But not all tattoos were symbols of pride. In the Roman Empire, they were punishment. Slaves were tattooed on their foreheads, tax paid. Gladiators bore their owners' marks. Soldiers who deserted the army, branded for life. Ink became a prison, a label, a scar you couldn't scrub off. In Japan, tattoos began as spiritual protection, charms for fishermen and firemen. But during the Edo period, criminals were branded with forehead tattoos. Over time, these marks of shame evolved into symbols of defiance. The yakuza, Japan's organized crime syndicates, turned tattooing into sacred ritual. In the West, as colonizers spread, so did their misunderstanding. Indigenous tattooing was labeled savage, banned, erased. Whole cultures lost their ink. Until now. The age of exploration introduced tattoos to the West, again. In the 1700s, sailors returning from Polynesia came home covered in ink, symbols of travels, battles, lovers left behind. These tattoos became badges of honor. Every mark told a sea story. Every sailor was a storyteller. By the 1800s, tattooing was booming in port cities. In 1891, a New York inventor named Samuel O'Reilly patented the first electric tattoo machine. Faster, cleaner, louder. Suddenly, anyone could get tattooed. Bowery bars, Coney Island carnivals, World's Fairs, tattoo booths popped up like magic shows. Some of the most famous early artists were women, like Maud Wagner, a circus acrobat who became America's first known female tattooist. And then came the icon, Sailor Jerry. Mixing Western bold lines with Japanese aesthetics, his designs, eagles, pinups, ships, defined an era of ink. World War II changed everything. Soldiers got tattooed before deployment. Dog tags in ink, swallows, dates, names of wives, names of fallen friends. Ink meant survival, and sometimes memory. But after the war, the world changed. America got cleaner, more conservative. Tattoos didn't fit the image. In 1961, New York City banned tattooing. A hepatitis scare shut down parlors overnight. Tattooing went underground, literally. Only bikers, punks, prisoners kept it alive. Prison tattoos became survival tools, signals, warnings, entire languages created with ink and razor blades. Tattoos were now dangerous. And that's exactly why they attracted a new kind of artist and rebel. In the 1990s and early 2000s, tattoos came roaring back, and this time they weren't just for bikers. Pop stars, athletes, movie stars, models. Tattoos weren't rebellion anymore. They were luxury. TV shows like Miami Ink, Ink Master, and LA Ink brought the art into millions of homes. Tattoo artists became celebrities. The needle, a paintbrush. Minimalist, realistic, watercolor, geometric, spiritual. Everyone found their ink style. Women led the charge. LGBTQ+ artists redefined the space. POC artists reclaimed ancestral styles long erased by colonization. Tattoos were healing scars, honoring loved ones, writing poems in skin. What comes next? Today's tattoos don't always last. There's ephemeral ink, fades in a year. Biotech ink that monitors your health. UV reactive designs that only show in black light. AI now designs custom tattoos based on personality. And robotic arms? They're learning how to tattoo perfectly. But as tattoos go digital, one question remains. Are they still personal if they're perfect? Tattoos are the only art form made with pain, the only one worn until death. Every mark is a memory, chosen, regretted, loved, lost. They're freedom, rebellion, grief, growth, and everything in between. For some, they're sacred. For others, silly. But for all of us, tattoos are proof that we live.